devastation of the earthquake in Iran. Sniffer dogs search the wreckage as the number of dead rises above 20,000. The UN says the rescue effort will end today. The police learn more about the killer of PC Ian Broadhurst.
I think it's highly likely that the motivation behind his actions that day were certainly to kill.
Armed guards on some British flights. The government confirms tighter airline security measures. And in football, United on target to keep their lead in the Premiership.
It's a tough break for Middlesbrough.
Hello, you're watching BBC News 24. Rescuers in Iran say it's now unlikely that anyone else will be found alive in the destruction caused by the earthquake. They spent a third day pulling bodies from the rubble. The earthquake struck the ancient city of Bam on Friday. The Iranian government says more. It's 5:16, the headlines. Devastation in Iran. The rescue efforts continue as the death toll rises to 20,000. Murdered PC Ian Broadhurst. The police reveal more details about his killer. The government confirms air marshals are to be deployed on some flights as a response to a heightened terror alert.
And in sports, Manchester United look on course for victory again. They lead Middlesbrough 1-0 and will go 4 points clear at the top if it stays that way. Rangers keep the pressure on leaders Celtic in the SPL. They beat Dundee 2-0. And Best Mate sweeps all before him in Ireland today to become overwhelming favourites for the Cheltenham Gold Cup. All those stories in full at 5:45. We'll see you then.
Sonia, thank you. The Prime Minister's claim that massive evidence had been found of Saddam's weapons programme seems to have been undermined. Other news in brief now. The authorities in America have extended their recall of beef products to 8 states and the territory of Guam as a precaution after the discovery of one case of BSE, or mad cow disease. Beef recalls are already underway in Washington state, Oregon, California and Nevada. The US Department of Agriculture expanded the recalls to the states of Alaska, Montana, Hawaii and Idaho. It's possible that shops in these areas were sold beef from the plant where the infected cow and its herd was slaughtered. The founder and former chairman of the troubled Italian food giant Parmalat has been arrested in Milan. Callisto Tanzi is one of 20 people under investigation for alleged fraud at Parmalat, which last week admitted a multi-billion-dollar shortfall in its accounts. Fears are growing for the safety of a man and a teenage boy missing overnight on a speedboat in what's been called horrendous weather in the Firth of Forth. Coast Guards launched a full-scale search after a 34-year-old man and his 16-year-old neighbour from the Falkirk area of central Scotland failed to return yesterday evening from a fishing trip. One of Britain's finest actors, Sir Alan Bates, has died at the age of 69. He'd been suffering from cancer. Sir Alan first made his name. It's 5:31. You're watching BBC News 24. Time for a summary of the news. The recovery effort is continuing in Iran after Friday's devastation.